Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live Monday evenings at 7 p.m. Arizona time. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I know I did. We went to my granddaughter's birthday party, and it was outside at the park. Of course, it has been beautiful all week, and Saturday it decided it was going to be extremely windy. I don't know why that day had to be super windy, but oh my goodness, I think it was gale force winds that day. And her birthday party was only 2 hours, and it had to be the windiest time ever, but it was super fun. She turned 9. Oh my goodness, she's getting so grown up. And of course, she had all her little friends there, so she's at that age where it's all of her little friends. So it was so nice to see her interact with all her little friends, and she had such a good time, and she's such a sweetheart. She includes all her little friends in everything she does, and she wants to make sure nobody is left out in anything that she does. So they all played on the playground, and then they had eats, and then they had cupcakes, and she blew out her candles, which the wind blew out most of them, but it was so fun to watch her try to blow out her candles before the wind blew them all out. But it was a lot of fun. And then her mom took her. Yeah, it was fun anyway, so Mom. It was a great time. And she had so much fun. And then she took her presents home to open them up at home. And then she took pictures and sent everybody pictures of her opening her gifts at home, and sent everybody pictures of all her gifts that she got. So it actually turned out to be a really nice day for her. It was a super birthday. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great time. So it was really a fun day for her. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great birthday. I think she had a really, really good time. So I think, even she invited family, but she had her friends there too. So it was a lot of fun. So she's getting to be that age. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Anyways, so hope everyone else had a great weekend as well. Some great news coming for Stampin' Up. So Stampin' Up typically has dates that they release catalogs, and then they release their spring catalogs, and then they release their celebration catalogs, and then they release their other catalog, their Christmas catalogs, and all that kind of thing. So they release catalogs or specials every other month. So now what they're going to start doing is they're going to start doing online exclusives. So March 1st, they're going to do an online exclusive. So they're going to start doing more online events instead of like sending out, I believe, catalogs. So the March online exclusive catalog, or online exclusive, is what they're going to start calling it. They're going to be able to, you're going to be able to go online and start ordering online. You can still reach me and go through me to order, but they're going to let you browse online and be able to see what online is instead of having an actual catalog, I believe. So you can reach me at designitwithdeb@gmail.com, or go through my designitwithdeb.stampinup.net and then be able to do it that way as well. But they are going to, we got to preview just a teensy bit the new suite, and we're going to work with the new suite tonight. And they have a QR code. You can scan a QR code, but it won't be up until March 1st. And then they're going to have a whole bunch more products that you can view. We could only view this suite, basically, and a few other products. But March 1st, everyone, including us, can view much more products that they're going to show you. But it should be very, very exciting. They're going to let us view a lot more. So this is what they let us, as demonstrators, we get to pre-order, like always, we get to pre-order. So we got to pre-order this beautiful suite. It is gorgeous. We're going to work with some of it tonight. So we got to pre-order. This is the QR code you can scan, but you can always go to my site and you can always view and it will be much easier. But this is more of the suite, so the actual collection. You get the paper, you get the dots, you get the stamp set, and you get the dies. But they also have this 3D embossing folders, and you get 3 of them for $30. They're a little bit smaller. And then you have some 12 by 12 specialty designer paper, classic letter stamp. I didn't get that one yet. I'm going to order that next because we get to order until March 1st. So I'm going to order these letters. But I did order the embossing folders. I haven't played with those yet. But this is the suite, and it's really, really pretty. So it's really fun. And so I played with it a little bit, and I looked up some things to do, and I saw that a couple people have been playing with it. So my friend Patty, she did something similar to this. So I kind of cased this a little bit. And so this is something similar that she did. And she did this with this paper, and it's beautiful. So I did a little bit of similar idea. And so this is what we're going to make tonight. Is beautiful. And they're bringing back some colors that they had taken away, and they're bringing it back. And I happen, because most demonstrators, they don't keep old colors, and so I do. One of the colors they're bringing back is Pretty Peacock, and I kept my Pretty Peacock stamp pad and my paper, and so I used Pretty Peacock with this. One of the other colors they're bringing back, must have been a long time ago before I was around, but I didn't keep it, and so I don't have it. But they're bringing that color back as well. So this paper is gorgeous. This paper in here is beautiful. Look at, this is so much fun. It's vibrant. And then this other side, this is just, it's so much fun. It's got geometrics to it. This is fun paper to work with as well. But it's got some pretty leaves to it, some washes to it. There's, and then again, some more of the vibrant colors. I cut out the leaves that we're going to use. That's what I did. So I didn't do any stamping with this time on this card. I actually used the dies and cut out all of the flowers and the leaves, and I just did all cutouts. I didn't do any stamping this time. I hadn't played with the stamps yet, but I'm gonna. But you can do that too. So I used the dies and cut out the leaves. This is so pretty. Look at this. This is super pretty too. Again, these are all just part of this paper. And there's like 24 pages in this. So this is the flowers that I cut out. The die cuts out the larger and the smaller of these. This is what I cut out to use on ours. It would be pretty as a background paper. Again, this is just beautiful paper. 24, it says on here. Yep. Oh, excuse me, 48. Double-sided, so you get even more. So, this is just beautiful paper that is beautiful backgrounds, just use as partials. You can put a strip. There's so many capabilities. So this is the paper that comes in the suite. You can buy it as a suite. You can just buy it as get the stamp and the dies. You can do so many options. But if you do what I did, and I die cut the flowers, this is what your paper will look like. So I cut out the flowers and the leaves. So that's what I did. And then I used the Pretty Peacock and white as my card base. And then also one of the little swirls, it cuts the middle part out. And so you can use this as one piece and trim it down and put it on your card like that. But what I decided to do, I saw Patty do, is she cut this out. Super easy to cut out. So I thought I would show you how to do that. So you just have to snip it. So you can just snip these little edges here. And you can use it as a little swirly. So I just snipped these little edges here, these little circles, and we're going to make it like a little wreath, basically. But you could cut your paper and you could make the edges more even. I just happen to use the other side of it, but you can make it more even and you could actually put it, the whole piece on your card base as well. So, but I like that idea. So I don't like that these are square on here. So you won't really be able to tell. You can't tell on the card really. There's so much other stuff on there. You can't tell. Better job of trimming them. All right. So my card base, I did basic white, thick basic white, because that's going to be our card base. So I cut my paper at 4 1/4 by 11, and then I scored it at 5 1/2. So that's going to be my card base. My bone folder, that's when I need it. Not lining up very nice for some particular reason. How that happens? You score it, and it just scores kind of funky. Okay. So then my first layer is, I used Pretty Peacock, and that's 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then our second layer is that pretty paper, and I wanted to make it pretty and vibrant, and so I used that one of the DSP papers. And so something that Sarah taught me, my friend Sarah, and she's taught me that when you want to use a piece, you want to put this in your trimmer, and you want to make this piece. So you want to make this piece, make it 3 3/4. So cut your 3 3/4 first, and that will give you this piece. So I cut my 3 3/4 first. Can't tell. Anyways, I cut my 3 3/4 first, and that gave me an extra piece, and this will go on your envelope. So I set that aside, and then turn it around and cut your piece by 5. So it's 3 3/4 by 5, and then that just leaves you with a tiny little strip, and you can save it and do something else with it. So now I have 2 little strips, and I can do something else with it. But so that's 3 3/4 by 5. So that gives us our second piece. So we can glue these 2 pieces together. Excuse me, I think I'm trying to get a cold, so I apologize. My nose runs. Stuffy and it runs. So that leads me to believe and it could be allergies. I don't know. Never had allergies, but you know, living here all my life, it seems to me that I'm starting to either get allergies or I'm getting a cold. Like I said, being outside all day in the wind and the dust and the, I don't know. So, all right, so we're going to put this on. I try to line it up side by side and then top by top, but sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So, whatever works for you. I'm sassy today. It did not work as well. All right, and now we can put that on our card base, and I like to open the card base up just because it's a lot easier to glue that on there. You know what? I'm going to wait to glue that on my card base. It's easier if I glue it on later. All right, so now all my pieces. So I used the Deckled dies to make this piece. I just thought that was really pretty. So I'm not gonna do that. All right, so I'm going to stamp my little hello. And I used another one. It's called Stylish Shapes dies. That one. I was looking for a different one and I couldn't find where it came from, but that works too. And I almost should cut some of it off because it almost doesn't fit on there. So I might do that when I stamp this. So the hello is out of our Irresistible Blooms. This has some beautiful stamp stuff. So you can stamp the flowers and you can stamp the leaves and then you can stamp these dots. And I really want to play with these dots. I think these dots are beautiful, but it says some of the stamps in here is thank you, hello, hooray, it's your day. I love that. And I like this one too. It says, I like you. I like that. Now I was thinking about putting on the inside of this card, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. Doesn't that sound like fun, putting hello? I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. Doesn't that sound like a nice little inside thing? I thought it would be so pretty to have. So anyways, but this is really a pretty, you know, a pretty little thing. All right, so here's my pretty peacock because I happen to have pretty peacock. But you could do any one of these colors. So on the back of our, as always, they always put the colors that they use. And on the back here, it says Daffodil Delight, Flirting Flamingo. Oh, another color they're bringing back is Lost Lagoon. I don't have that color. I don't even know what that color is. Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. And I have that one. So you could actually put any of these colors. These are really pretty. So you could do Flirting Flamingo or even Petal Pink. Would be really pretty to mix with this background that's really, really pretty. So you can do any one of these colors with this kind of this color background. Okay, let's stamp on here. See if I can get this kind of in the middle here. Yeah, it's not bad. That, and I'm going to cut off just a little bit so it will fit a little bit better because you're not going to see. I just wanted this and I can't make that as good. So I'm going to cut just a little bit off and see if that's not going to fit better underneath there. See, I bet that will fit better up underneath there. I'm going to bet. Already I'm gonna do just a little bit more. Okay. All right, so now I think I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna glue this on. Let's glue this all together and decide which side this is gonna be on. This one, it doesn't matter as much. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna glue this side. And I kind of want this in the middle of my card. Because we want it to show. So we want that. And then what we're going to do with this, again, I'm so sorry. Hi, Stephanie. Nice to see you. Thank you. All right, so we're going to just put a little bit of glue on each of these little circles. Just like, oh, as soon as it decides to come out just a little bit. There we go. And I just put it on the bigger ones. I don't really need to have a whole bunch of glue on here. It will stay in place, trust me. And I don't want to press too hard because I really don't want it to come out and just be gloppy all over the place. Put my finger in that one. Okay. So then we're going to we're going to put this kind of in the middle too. Just kind of get that all set down there. Okay. Then I put dimensionals on the flowers because I wanted those to pop up. I just buried my dimensionals. All my stuff on my desk here. Just have them out. I literally just have them. Okay. Let's get them in the pack. They're here. But okay, so I already cut them out. And this time I cut out a darker and a lighter one. So I just thought that was just really fun. And then I cut out a whole bunch of leaves and cut out the bigger leaves and the smaller leaves too. I cut a whole bunch of them. So what I found was easier was for me to, I don't think I used too many. So I put the dimensionals on the flowers. And then I put the leaves on the back with the dimensionals. Okay, so I want bigger leaves here. So I want this leaf up here. Oops. Oh my goodness. I think I want my leaf. Oops. See it though. Yeah. And so I think I want the flower. Now I'm not going to stick it all the way down in case I want to move it. Because I think that's what happened last time. I wanted to move it. You get them on there and they're just not sure. You got to make sure it's going to fit on the card. And it's going to not hang over the card so that you can fit it on the envelope. All right, so this one, I think I want one down here. Hello. Hello there. I put dimensionals on my hello. That's kind of how I did it. I just kind of played around with it and see how this went. And actually, I don't like how that is because this is upside down. Well, it's going to have to be like that. This flower is supposed to go this way, and I put the leaf on upside down part. Flower goes like this. The leaf is going to have to go like over here. Oh. Yeah, let's put my hello. There we go. There we go. That's how I want it to fit. See, now that all met. It's gotta go fit all on there. Okay, there we go. And then we have these really pretty loose frosted dots that come in there too. And so you can put them around the card, or you can put them, I put them in the flower. And in order to do that, you need to put some glue on the back because they don't come with glue on them. They're just little dots, but they're beautiful. They are different colors, so you can put them around the card. I'm going to go ahead and put them inside the dots again, inside the flowers again. Just pick your color. We're going to do. So if you have your pick tool, just pick them up. Sorry, that was stripping you. And you just put a little bit of glue on there. I think a glue dot is too big, but I just used my little glue. And set it down. And the other one. There is a raised part and then a flat part. So the flat part is where you put the glue. And then let's get a yellow one. Oops. It does take it a second for it to sit in there. And that just kind of makes that pop. You could still put some outside there and put them around if you would like. Your card. And now we can, I'm going to let that sit for just a second, just to give it just another minute for it to dry. So in the meantime, I'm going to put this piece on my envelope before I put that on my card. So that piece is going to go on the envelope. And then we have our envelope done, which will be nice. Okay, now we're going to glue this on our card and we'll have our card done. So sorry, I've gone over a few minutes. Okay, and again, I try to do side to side, top to bottom. Sometimes it works. Just a little bit easier. Okay, and there is our second card. A little bit different than this one. It's not that these are a little bit lighter, but it still says hello. And I like that I cut that off, this one off just a little bit, because now you can see it a little bit better. All right, just fill in a little bit. And then there is our envelope. Let's cut that off. And I don't use my good scissors just in case I got some glue on the edge, because I don't like to ruin my good scissors. So then I cut that off. So I just pick up a pair of scissors. If it gets glue on there, then it's okay. And then there we go. And that matches with that. And that's our card. So I'm glad that you liked our cards for this evening. And again, that will be available for March the 1st. This is what I used for tonight, but this is what, so this will be available March 1st. And you can contact me and you'll be able to get it through me on March 1st. This and much more, they tell us, that is going to be available online on March 1st. Can't wait to see what else is going to be available. It'll be super exciting. So anyways, so we will see you next week. Have a happy Valentine's Day. If you should need anything this week, please feel free to get a hold of me. And otherwise, we'll see you next week and have a great night. Thank you. Bye-bye.